What is up, guys? Hello. hello. First of all, I need to apologize for the sound quality and maybe the video quality as well. I'm not sure exactly how good this is going to be. We haven't got our mic and we haven't got our camera at the minute because everything's packed up because we are about to fly. We're about to leave. We're in like the basement of the Airbnb that we were staying at. So it's going to be a little bit of a shorter one today. We need to jump back onto our coaching call with our clients in about 20 minutes. So it's going to be about that time. So as you're dropping in here, of course, say hello, and your name so we can see who is here, who's attending, and who's got nothing better to do on a Wednesday, basically.
Not many.
No, I
Everyone's
knew.
busy.
Teresa, and drive it. Be very careful, Teresa. We don't like that, do we? Oh, there's a little mosquito in here as well. So if you can see us going like this, if I'm accidentally hitting cam, it is an accident because I don't want to get bit again. So today we are going to be talking about how to make progress over the holidays because it is Thanksgiving is it next week? Week after? It's soon. Anyway. Hey, Grace. Hey, Sam. Hey, Jackie. Hey, Tammy. Hello. In like 9 days, whatever. Yes, next week. Wow. Next week is Thanksgiving. So we are going to talk about the holidays, starting at Thanksgiving, but of course, we're thinking about Christmas and everything else in December too. So a lot of people now winding down. Actually, we just got off a call with our cohort and from our coaches. And I'll pop this here. And they were saying like people kind of don't want to lose weight over the holidays. And I remember when I was trying to lose weight when I first started, like nothing was stopping me. I wanted to make progress at any time. And I think what I've learned over the years is sometimes making progress isn't necessarily about the scale. So I think it's really important to discuss that. So the first thing before everything else is, before I say anything else, I want to just draw your guys' attention. If you are on the email list, you will have had a special email this morning. First of all, with the replay from the masterclass the other day, but also with a Black Friday discount. And we are being very cheeky. We're actually closing. We're actually closing it on Monday. Was it Tuesday? It's Tuesday, actually. So before Black Friday even starts, we are closing it. So basically, you've got a little under a week to apply. There are 10 spots available for this bundle. We've never pulled this bundle together before. It is a lot of stuff. And there's no enrollment fee, so you save a bunch of money. And you get 1 month free as well. So there's like lots of savings in there. So do go ahead and check your emails today if you're on the email list and you want to find out more. And also, if you aren't on the email list and you want to find out more, drop one of us a message, say an email, and we will, or say Black Friday, and we'll sort you out. Okay, so it's super generous. Oh, I don't know who that is, but I'm glad that you think so. It's probably one of our clients, I'd guess. Okay, so how to make progress over the holidays. Now, this is one of the things that we spoke about in the masterclass was what is healthy eating? And people were like, unprocessed foods, whole foods, clean, all these kinds of things. But we were talking about the foods. But we are talking about what is healthy eating, right? So healthy eating, healthy foods are very different. And some of the things that we said that we think healthy eating is flexible, being in control, and balance. Exactly, yeah. Someone says that's an amazing deal. There we go. People are loving it. So flexibility, balance, and being in control. So if nothing else, if the food you're surrounded by is total shit, if it is chocolate, candy, pumpkin pies, I don't really know what else people have at Thanksgiving aside from turkey. We have like mashed potato and all of these kinds of things. Like apart from turkey, the rest of them are not fantastic for you, right? Yes, they are good for the soul, but not necessarily for the scale, right? So instead of trying to control and lose weight, I often recommend using this time to heal your relationship with food. Okay, so making progress in a different way. So the first thing to do is to set out, okay, what is progress when it comes to the next
week or two?
Well, no, there's the next 6 weeks, all the way to Christmas. This is 6, 7, 8 weeks, wherever it's going to be. In the next 8 weeks, what is progress going to look like for me? Is it that I don't feel obsessed with tracking every calorie? Is it that I'm allowed, or I feel like, okay, I can have like a non-diet drink and be okay with it? 40 days, there we go. Someone says sweet potato with marshmallows and brown sugar. That is very American, isn't it?
That's a mix, isn't it?
Yeah. Don't know how I feel about that, but I'd give it a go. So what is progress to you? Is it having a balance? Is it cooking with family? Is it just being able to enjoy with family rather than be obsessed with what you're eating? And how can we still make any kind of physical progress as well, right? So the first thing is you need to be in a good place diet-wise, I think. I don't think you're going to be able to do this if you are going from like 800 calories a day. I think it's going to be very, very difficult. I think trying to make any physical progress is a write-off over the next few months. And instead, it should be mental. And mental, I think, is, we've got some of our clients here I can see in the comments. Hey, Susan and Bushra. The mindset shifts are way, 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 way more powerful than the physical. And obviously our clients get great physical results. You see them, we post them. But I bet our clients can say in the comments, and after, when you're watching this, guys, the mindset shift is, I think, the biggest key. So how to make the mindset shift is first of all prioritizing progress. So it's Thanksgiving. I'm not going to do Thanksgiving because I've never experienced it in an American home. So it's Christmas Day. I've done that in a British home. So I wake up at like 3 and then 4 and then 5 and then 6 because I'm really excited. I'm like, Campbell. But I wake up really early, and then typically I go downstairs, have a cup of tea, have some chocolate, of course. And then we kind of like eat chocolate and then some more chocolate. And then we have breakfast, there's some more chocolate. Then we have a big dinner. Then we have more chocolate. And then in the night you have like a small meal and some cheese and crackers and snacks and probably some more chocolate, right? So that's how my kind of Christmas day goes. So how can we make progress based on things that we've done in the past? So for me, I've also, just to flip back here, do you remember a couple of years ago, we went to the gym first thing Christmas morning. It was like 6 o'clock.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, we went and we trained. We were like, we're going to train before we, eat and before we do this kind of stuff. It was fine. It was an experience, wasn't it? But it kind of like took from the day, if that makes sense. It wasn't very like, when I think of Christmas, if any of you guys get the emails, I talk about one of my favorite Christmases tomorrow in tomorrow's email. And it's very like family based. Like, I like to be around my family. I like to be having those like warm experiences. So when I took myself out of the house, because I even stayed with my parents, Christmas Eve, if I take myself out of the house, go and train and come back, yeah, I did feel good after it, but it didn't feel like Christmas. It kind of like broke it. Yeah, broke the magic.
Although it's not a routine, it's a routine every year you do it. And that routine was broken.
Yeah. And we can have a day off. Like, it's absolutely fine to have a day off, right? So how to make progress. First of all, I would say learning the different values of food. So you've got the nutritional value of food, which is protein, carbs, fats, calories, micronutrients, all of these kinds of things. And then you've also got your hedonistic value of food. So this is like how things taste, how things feel, and the enjoyment of eating. So obviously, our Airbnb host is outside hitting mosquitoes, so I'm getting really distracted. But yeah, the hedonistic value of food, we need to learn to understand that this is a value as well, and how to prioritize that. So for me, like sitting there with some chocolate and a cup of tea is like really, I love it. It's like one of my favorite things to do in the whole world. A cup of tea and some chocolate and I'm sorted, right? So to me, that is important. maybe on Christmas Day especially, that kind of like warmth, that like coziness, that enjoyment is important to me. But maybe eating chocolate for the rest of the day isn't as important to me. So I need to kind of realize like, okay, well, I'd rather have my cup of tea and chocolate and not have chocolate without a cup of tea, and try to limit the tea that I have in order not to just be drinking tea and eating chocolate all day. But there's also, which is really, really, really important for the holidays, is the relationships around food. So if you think of like a big Italian family, but Greek family, or even like a Thanksgiving stuff, people come together, right? People come together, and food does bring people together. And that is one of the main things that is celebrated with food, different cultures coming together and all those kinds of things. So it's really important that we recognize that and prioritize it. This does not mean eat shit all day because there's family around. Instead, it means like we don't often get to spend this time together. So let's enjoy it. And there's a difference between enjoying and overindulging, right? So there's got to be kind of some sort of mindfulness or awareness around it. But give yourself that leeway of being like, this is helping my relationship with others. Eat what you want, just in moderation, smaller portions, and big protein first. After that, the sweets treats, I can still stay on track. Enjoy family time, not just holidays. Yeah, exactly. It's all about the balance. Cam's kicking like a mosquito now. We are getting attacked. So having that relationship with others around food as well. So your relationship with others is as good for you as healthy eating or exercise alone. That's how good it is for your health. If you have bad relationships with others, it's as bad for you as smoking. Is it 15 or 20 cigarettes a day? Okay.
15.
He's like, maybe 15, maybe 15, 20 cigarettes a day. So would you disagree that having the good relationships is really important, and therefore prioritizing your allowance of food and being allowed, quote unquote allowed, if you having that freedom around food and flexibility around food is part of your health and fitness journey. Okay, so that's what I think. I think you gotta have that balance for sure. Okay, so other things to do over the holidays is prioritize protein first. So someone said this in the comments here.
I was going to say something, but it's what you said about before. I'm too late now. You've moved on. His
brain has just caught up. What were you going to say? I haven't started really.
I was going to say, I think it's what we said the other day is when you say the words diet, or you say, I'm going to be in control on Christmas, or in control in and around the holidays. In control to like most people means like really harsh dieting and not having anything you want. And it's either like all or nothing. So if I'm in control, I'm eating salad all day. But as soon as you eat chocolate, you're out of control. You can definitely have what they want, like they say, in moderation. But it's like just the word, like words will trigger people in like because of like their dieting history and their behaviors. As soon as you say, we suggest you should be in control over the holidays, they're like, people think, I lose out on all of my family time. I'll miss out. Fear of FOMO that you're literally just making up in your head.
Yeah, there's a difference between being in control and being obsessive, right? So if you're doing a photo shoot, you kind of got to be obsessive right now because the shoot is in like 2 weeks or 3 weeks, whatever it is. If you are around family and it's Christmas, you want to be in control, which means having 3 bars of chocolate instead of 10 plus your kids, right? So it's having that control around food and recognizing it as well and be like, I've overeaten a little bit. Let me just calm down. Let me take a walk. I'll come back to it. And, it'll still be there. It will still be there unless you've got a cam in your house, in which case it might not be there.
It's that other thing of in every social event, I think things we will say to people is, it's not the last time you'll ever have it.
Yeah.
Why people eat things like it's going out of fashion. You can 100% eat it. If you're like in a country you're probably never going to visit again, and it's like a home dish you're never going to get again. Yeah, you could probably eat until you're past sick. Probably not recommended, but it would be very understandable.
And you wouldn't enjoy it though, isn't it? That's
that's another thing if you go too far.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, I don't know, as soon as the advent calendar's out, it's just chocolate, put in a thing, and they're like, oh my God, I'm never going to get chocolate again. Oh my God, I'm never going to get a chocolate cake again. So I better eat it all
Yeah.
just to like make sure. So I
Yeah.
think it's because of the world we live in, nothing's really scarce like with
Yeah.
the food that's available to you.
Yeah.
And although that is a con, it's also like a pro. So
Yeah.
we don't have to overeat. And it's just like the reasons we start like subconsciously telling ourselves it's okay to overeat because I can't eat this come January the 1st.
Yeah.
And if that's in your dialogue, then I think
that needs to work.
Your relationship with food is the problem.
Yeah. And like you just said about the advent calendar, you know, like you can still have a bear chocolate every day and still make progress. Like even if it was, I don't know, not December because that's the month we have them, but even if it was July and you're like, no, a bear chocolate every day, you can still lose weight, right? You don't need to go over the top. So having that bear chocolate does not mean you fucked up. And not everyone has advent calendars. We definitely do. If my parents are watching, don't forget.
Oh, that Reese's Pieces.
I have dark chocolate every day and breakfast. Yeah, I have dark chocolate every single day as well. Not my breakfast, but I do have it every day. I'm still eating Maltesers from Easter. There we go. They don't go out of date. It makes me feel like I'm having a treat. That's good for me. Be careful with that word treat. Be careful. But yeah, having like a little bit, definitely, you know, you can still be in control and have the chocolate. Bushra's already got his. Have you got ours as well, Bushra? You got your favorite coaches? Okay, so back to what I was saying about the game plan. Okay, so eating your protein first. Turkey is like the thing that pretty much everyone has, right? Across Thanksgiving, across Christmas. Then you have like turkey curry and turkey sandwiches for like 6 months after. But turkey is really low in calories and high in protein. So eat that first. Yeah, it's not the best flavor, right? It's not the best part of the meal. But it is the highest in protein, the lowest in calories. So at least you get in your protein in. Whereas if you get to the, because let's be honest, if you eat protein first and then you've got Yorkshire pudding and some roast potatoes at the end, you've got space for the roast potato and Yorkshire. But if you've eaten everything first, you haven't got space for the turkey, you know? So eat the turkey first because you still get to enjoy the rest of your meal. Other things I would recommend as well is eating high protein breakfast, cooking together, having some like high protein snacks that you guys can like create together, like the little balls, you know, the protein power balls or whatever they're called, energy balls. They could be helpful. And create a new family tradition or whoever you spend it with. If you spend by yourself, that's fine. Create your own new tradition. But if you spend it with others, then do this, okay? We always have chicken. Oh, okay, same. Chicken, turkey, pretty much lean meat.
On Christmas, we had exotic meats.
You did, yeah.
We had alligator and some other weirds.
I did not, I will say. But yeah, some people have beef and stuff, but typically it's like turkey is the tradition, right? But you can have whatever. Just eat your meat first or nut roast, whatever you're going to have. So the next thing is create new family traditions or whatever you do. So if you guys always like put in the comments for me who has a family member or more, one or more family members who nap after lunch, after the big meal.
A nana nap.
Yeah, who has a nana nap? Who has one member of their family, at least one member, who has a nana nap after lunch or dinner. Meal. Yeah, big Christmas meal. I've got people in my family that too. Everyone. Everyone just like, as if they're done for the day. Yeah. So instead, maybe what you could do is create a new family tradition. Husband always passes up, exactly. And this is partly just because of the carbs as well as partly because if you've got kids that, you know, wake up early and whatever, or a fae, whatever. So make a tradition where after your big meal, you all go for a walk together, even if it's raining. Like that is the suffering that you do together on Christmas or on Thanksgiving. So create something. Maybe you got first thing in the morning before your breakfast, or maybe in the evening is not such a good idea because, you know, your auntie's like drunk off the sherry and, you know, husband's still passed out. But if you go earlier on in the day, it gets you moving, it gets you awake, and gets you going. Someone says, I think they don't want to do the washing up. I think that is a probability, yes. Yeah, I'm sleeping. I'm tired. But yeah, definitely possibilities are. Our families always go for walks, apart from the year we went caving. I think we're weird. Well, I don't think it's weird. I think it's nice. And you've got those family memories, Rachel, that you guys have got together. And that's nice. Rather than us all being like, oh, do you remember when my mother slept on the floor? Because she laid on the floor and like slept. Like, right, it's funny. But it's not like a memory that you created together, is it? It's not like an experience you guys have had together. So creating that family tradition, I think, is really helpful as well. And I think then the last two more things actually. One, I'm going to quickly skim over, and then the last one I think is really important, if I can remember them. So the first or the next one I was going to say is be mindful when you eat. Don't just be like all the food like absorbs inhales.
Don't be Henry Hoover.
Don't be a Henry Hoover, or that. I love that that meme of Patrick Star, the starfish from SpongeBob.
Okay.
And he like opens his mouth and all the burgers like go in. I love that gif. But don't be like that. So have the time with your friends, have the time with your family, wherever you can do, and enjoy the food. Sit there, chew, enjoy it, savor it, put it back down, put your knife and fork down, have a conversation, make sure you don't talk with your mouth full, have conversation, chew, and enjoy it. Make it last as long as possible. If you have spent that much time, or your family spent that much time cooking it, appreciate it, okay? It's usually 0 to 8 below, not much snow, but it's so cold, we'll go walk the crazy stores. Our Black Fridays start Thursday night at 6. Yeah, anything like that. Go for some walks, wherever. Maybe you guys can play, like, do you remember the Wii? Like the Wii Sports and stuff like that. Like, find innovative ways to be active.
I was going to say Twister, but not after.
Family dinner. That could be dangerous.
Get some wind either way.
I was thinking more like Vom. Like, oh, what's that dripping on my head? Okay, and the last point I want to hammer home here before we shoot off is, it's the Switch now, yeah, the Switch, wherever. The Wii, the Switch.
Oh my God, sorry, Bushra. She's like, get up to date, Fee.
Well, Bushra, I'll put on my Christmas list for you.
No one has a Wii anymore. God, charity shop.
Okay, anyway, I've still got Wii. The last part I want to hammer home is Christmas is just one day. Thanksgiving is just one day. Even if you didn't do any of the things I've recommended and you went balls to the wall or balls deep in chocolate or wherever you want to eat, alcohol, that will not like screw up your whole progress for the 2 months, right? It's mid-November. You can still make progress every single other day. So be cognizant of what you're eating, be mindful, and put into place plans. Like I've asked our clients, if you've got like Christmas parties or whatever, let us know so we can plan around it. And when you go out, make sure you eat high protein foods and whatever. But the main thing is, it is not free for all for now till January 1st or January 2nd. January 7th, let's be honest, right? So for the next 2 months, it's not as a free-for-all for you to eat as much shit as possible. It's not a competition to see how much weight you can gain. Instead, control what you can and enjoy the rest, okay? That is the most important thing.
I think it's like they say, on average, people can gain anywhere from 5 to 7 pounds, but it can easily be from 5 to if you start now, from 5 pounds to a stone.
Oh, yeah.
And do you want
to be 14 pounds?
Do you want to be sat come January the 7th and starting and have to lose this stone now, as well as starting like from now, like the extra weight? I think that's like the biggest thing.
So even if you can maintain weight, and maybe you go up 2 or 3 pounds over Christmas, it's going to be water. It's fine. We accept that. We understand that. What? Yes, Susan, I know. But even if you maintained roughly now, right up until January, you would be 10 to 14 pounds ahead of yourself than you would be if you just ate shit from now on.
I think that's the reason most people gain weight slowly over the years is because of Christmas.
It is, yeah.
And it's because of like big social family occasions that they're not like doing anything around it.
Yeah.
And if you just have massive influxes 3 to 4 times a year, in 5 years you'll gain a stone at least of literally just fat, probably.
And obviously as you get older, it gets harder to lose the weight as well. So
it's working against you.
Definitely. All right, guys, we have got to go now that everyone's turned up. It's got really busy. We've got to go into our client group. If you are here, make sure you check your emails today. If you've not had an email from us, then drop us a message saying email and we will get back to you ASAP. Very, very generous, we've been told. But yeah, we're excited to get some new people on board. And if you need anything, give us a shout. We are going to be traveling over the next few hours though, so it'll probably be tomorrow when we get back to you guys. Tomorrow. See ya.